Hi, Cindy. Cindy's doing double Zoom duty today.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Thank you.
Hi, John.
Am I the only one that can't hear you?
If you still can't hear me, I think everybody else can hear me.
Maybe he needs to leave the meeting and come back in.
Still can't hear, Dave?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
See, I can't hear you. All right, I will try that.
He's going to try leaving and coming back in and see if that helps. You're muted, but can you hear us now, Dave? Can you hear us again?
I think all our clocks are off from all those times the car went out.
Oh, really?
It's not a half hour off.
Hi, Cass. Hi, Cody.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh, there's two of us now.
Are we expecting anyone else?
I don't know that Sharon necessarily got RSVP.
I still have no sound for some reason.
Huh.
I've got it.
You can't hear
I've got it
anybody.
on unmute. I'm wondering if there's something else I should click on.
Is is the sound down on his computer? It could be, even though his microphone is not muted, his sound could be muted.
I want to be where you are with that beautiful ocean.
Oh, I was there last year. I'd like to be there right now, but they're still shut down.
Gorgeous.
I took that picture.
I didn't realize we were zooming.
Oh,
So I'll just be 6 feet away.
Debbie
Oh,
just joined us.
I didn't know masks were required.
Well, Debbie just came
I just
in.
came in. Sorry, I came to the building. Didn't realize I didn't read my email.
I know, it is. It's always a big day when we see people. Now I probably just smudged my. Hi, Nathan. Turn it this way so Debbie can see. And
Hello there.
Now that's a microphone.
Not the mic right there.
I don't know if Dave is able to hear us again or if he's still working something out. I can try and put some things in the chat, but we do have a quorum, so thank you so much. That's awesome. I will turn it over to John.
All right, well, I'm just looking at the agenda that was sent out, so I might as well just go right through it. Review and approve the January 17th, 2020 meeting minutes. That's been a while, hasn't it? Does anybody move for approval?
I move we approve the agenda or the meeting notes. I can't even-
Seconded.
Okay, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Item number 2, discuss and prepare presentation to the City Council on October 13th.
Is
Well,
that going to happen?
yeah, I'm not certain.
It'll happen by Zoom, but we can have someone be the spokesperson and then share the screen. And that's how they've been doing most of them so far.
Okay, well, I'm happy to do the presentation. Well, I'm not exactly certain what we'll be presenting, but maybe we could quickly make a list of things that we've been working on this year.
So
I'm still not getting any sound. I can see everybody looks really good.
Did you click
And I
the
just checked and
use?
I'm not muted.
Yeah. Did you click the thing that says use computer audio?
He can't hear you.
Do we
Put it in
want
the chat, maybe.
to take a moment and let him share his screen, and somebody can take control and see if we can help him out? Or what should we do?
You can call in on his phone, even. There's 2 ways to do it.
Or just have him use his phone.
Yeah, he can use his phone if he can't get the computer to work.
Maybe he hopped out. Yeah, that'd be great. Cindy, I need to look back and see if I have any, but if you have some, that would be wonderful if we could use your photos for Orem Stories. I took photos out at the concert series this year. Some of you hosted. And can you hear us now, Dave?
He's muted.
He's muted. Oh, there we go.
Can you hear us? Can't see me even talking with my mask. Oh,
No.
sorry. I'm not the tech expert.
They're doing that.
Hey, John,
I know I'm going to be interested about our utility box wrapping. Do we have the latest on that?
Well, let's temporarily jump forward to the next one and talk about the utility box art. As far as the one on the Sarah goes, we had I had an informal oral agreement with Aaron, who's the COO over at Utopia. We were both excited to try it, but his legal person wanted some kind of agreement, legal agreement in place with Orem. We tried to base that off of the agreement that Nate, is that the intern's name? That he had worked up with Rocky Mountain Power. I tried working through the Orem legal or city attorney's office, kind of got stuck and lost for a little bit, but now I think we're back on track, and hopefully later this month we'll have all our I's dotted and T's crossed, and then we can work with Aaron at deciding what kind of art we can do. And we're just, as far as the agreement goes, when I worked that up with Aaron, this is just a trial agreement for the one box behind the Sarah. If things work out and it turns out that there wasn't any unforeseen issues come up on either party's part, if we still have budget and those kind of things, then I think they'd be amiable to expanding the agreement to include other boxes. Of course, we'll need to find boxes that are in our city art or in the Arts Council area. I
thought we did too.
I can't remember what the name of those zones are, art zones or whatever. I guess, Charlene, there's some special places that the boxes need to be if we want to use our budget for these, right?
If we want to use CARE funding, which we have some CARE funding for this, it needs to be in a city-owned facility, which would either be a park or I think that we talked the city attorney into allowing it in the arts district.
Okay. So that's kind of where we're at with this one. I'm hoping, oh, Cindy, you have a question?
Cover on mute.
I took pictures of the children's art for the, for a show. So I could use them when I went to the Arts Council in Salt Lake with Gene Irwin to see about getting a grant and maybe putting them on the utility boxes at elementary schools throughout Orem instead of just in the arts district. And maybe we could have children's art on those utility boxes. And they were so excited about it. But this year, because of COVID, they had to not do the grant this year. So she told me maybe next year, but they did take those pictures and they published them in the state arts, magazine or something that went out online. And so we did get our Orem Stories kids artwork in that publication, but I'm still gonna not give up on that because I think it's such a good idea to put the Orem Stories on, and she said that's exactly what they wanted to use that money for. But this year, because of COVID, they have no money to do anything like that with.
Well, do you know when the application for next year's grant is due?
No, the one for this year was due right now, but I called her in the summer to try to get her to work with me, and she said, no, we just can't. That's why she published the things that I had, to kind of sell them on it in their magazine because they thought they were really good.
Okay. Well, that's something we definitely want to follow up on later and see if we can participate in that grant. And
John, I thought there was one here at the city complex that we were going to do. What's the status of that one?
So Nate, who's no longer an intern but is now a full-time employee, we started that. The gentleman whose name now I've forgotten but have buried deep in my phone somewhere, who works for the light, who does the traffic lights and such, had that on his list of things to do. However, with COVID, and I guess it was just, long story short, they got really busy.
I thought that they had printed some trial thing down at our sign department and
So-
actually we tried some vinyl stuff. Is my memory correct that they tried some printing of some sort of
So
wrap?
before things got crazy with COVID and their schedule, they had printed one out and tried putting it on a box. They ran into some issues. Also, there was an issue with the file itself. There was a little artifact left, like a half URL text that Nathan had in the file there. We took that out, sent him a new file, but the last I've heard from him is that they have not had opportunity to move forward. So I'll write that down as on my things to follow up on. Follow up with the gentleman at the traffic area and see about that box on 800 East and 800 South.
Do you need me to put some pressure or send an email myself, or do you want to just let me know what you find out?
Well, I'll look through. I've usually had my contact with him through phone. If I have an email for him, I'll send him an email. I'll CC you on it. It seems like whenever I CC you on it, things start happening. So
Is it Trinity?
no, it's a gentleman. Let me look in my notes. I might quickly find his name. Notes. I appreciate your patience.
Well, and I'll be happy in October to bring that up and maybe we can, we can reemphasize that this is an important thing we want to do to beautify. I think the idea of art, I love the idea of it, maybe improving our morale, giving something beautiful. So I can push it in October on Zoom if that's how the council feels, and I can say, let's get this done in the next few months. Let's make this happen, or as soon as possible, weather permitting. I'd really like to get this going. I'm excited.
Okay.
I have a question.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah. If we don't use the CARE money that was provided for this year, will we lose it?
No.
No.
It carries over?
CARE money does carry over. They would like us to, deploy it out into the community, and we've been working on that. We just kind of hit a stall. I think eventually we'll just have to have some information as to whether or not this is feasible for Public Works to do it, or if we have to go back to looking for a vendor. It will cost us more, but if Public Works can't do it, that's a limitation we would have to.
I did mention to him that I was willing to volunteer to do it. I've done vinyl signs in the past long ago. I mean, I haven't done vinyl utility boxes, but.
And does it have to be vinyl? I know Cassie was maybe going to paint it. I don't know. Is vinyl the best option only? Is it wear better in the winter? I mean, why did we choose vinyl?
Well, vinyl has some advantages in that up front, we're not spending a lot of time working in front of the box. All the artwork can be done and printed up away from site, and then on site, we're just coming and applying it. The vinyl also has some good anti-graffiti qualities to it that allows for cleanup easier. Not all, it's not 100% impervious to graffiti, but it does have some advantages there. Also, the vinyl is billed as being removable. I mean, it's on there pretty well, but if all of a sudden the city said, well, or the Sarah or whoever came, Utopia came and said, we need this off, then we don't have to go out there with a sander and repaint. We just go out there and peel it off pretty much. Also, if we want to recycle art, then we don't have to go out, sand and prime and get it ready for the next one. We just peel it, put the next one on, and and there we go. So
Okay.
I think in the long run, it costs a little bit more up front, but as far as time and labor saving goes, I think that's a better way to do it, or at least to try.
I'd
on
at
the
least
first
like to
one.
get one done this year so that we can kind of get the ball rolling. That's my personal preference.
Well,
Wouldn't we all?
So we got two hopeful options. The one at the Sarah and the one that Nate's artwork was going to go on that traffic one on 800 South and 800 East. And again, I've been trying to look through my notes as I'm talking. I'm just, to save my life, I am not finding the note where I had the gentleman's name. And but of course, as soon as we're done with the meeting, it will jump out and I'll find it. And so
Just so you know, I'm also on the Utopia committee. That's my assignment. And I'm happy to work with Roger Tinneman, the president of CEO of that, if I need to put some pressure on Roger.
Aaron, he was all for it. And
Okay.
we were good to go, but legal.
Okay, so do we need to talk to Greg, or do you know who in legal had it?
No, it's been reviewed. I can send it around for signing. I just need your contact information for Utopia, John, and I sent you an email about that this morning.
I got that just before the meeting. I'll reply to you. The person I was contacting was Aaron Leach.
Okay.
But I'll reply to that email right afterwards.
Sounds great. Appreciate your hard work.
So for the utility box, I'm going to follow up with Aaron today. I'll send him an email and say, look, we think we got this agreement going through now, and hopefully we're all still on board. I'll follow up with the gentleman from traffic and see where we're at. And then if we actually get a good green light on the one for Sarah, then we just have to work on deciding on art. So I know that Cassandra had provided some samples. Somebody had a friend who provided a sample. I know we kind of narrowed it down though to Nate's for the first one because he was a city employee, and that would negate a lot of extra legal agreement stuff. You know, I'm not certain if we use some of Cassandra's, if that would also negate that. I don't know. But
well, we have a use agreement. Legal, Heather Striever from Legal did develop it, and it's available. I think it's always a better option to, you know, present that, especially when you're using an artist's work, just so that the understanding is clear on both sides.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it will be quick and easy. It's not a lengthy thing.
great. And I kind of remember seeing one that I think you brought, or maybe Nate brought to one of the previous meetings last year. I was looking through my documents. I couldn't find it. I was looking online thinking maybe it was an email. I couldn't find it, but I knew we had something. So thank you. Any other questions about the utility box?
If you guys want, I could send to that email with all of us on it some images that are ideas, and you can give opinions. Is that a good idea?
Sure.
Sure.
We'll have to have some kind of email or some kind of, you know, communication probably before the next meeting anyways, if we move forward with this. So if you send it to me in email, we can prepare something, and I'll just send it out to everybody as when we get to that point. So, okay. All right, any other questions? Okay, so next one, upcoming projects, Orem stories.
Do you want to go back to the summer concert series if Dave can hear us now?
Oh. I think we got a reverse issue there.
Yeah, he's muted.
Can someone unmute him? Can the host unmute him?
If you just press the space bar on your computer, you can talk.
Can you hear us, Dave?
Yes.
You want to talk about the summer concert series a bit?
Well, from the ones I went to, and I think I only missed 2 of them, they were really quite it started off slow on the first one as far as the audience is concerned, but as the weeks went by, it built to more. The sound guy enjoyed it. He said it was the smoothest running as far as sound was concerned, the smoothest running in the last couple of years. So that was good.
July, yeah.
I don't know the number of people that we had there. Do you have that number?
Yeah, we had over 1,500 people before we hit Orem's Got Talent, and then we had quite a few for that. I thought it was a really great thing to offer people this year. I know that we were working right up to the start time with the county health department because they wanted some contact tracing info and efforts. And so Dave and Nancy just kind of suggested names of folks that they knew in the event that we had to kind of cancel, unfortunately, last minute if things got a little crazy. So we worked with people that we knew for the most part. We did invite Charlie Jensen, who won Orem's Got Talent last year, and I thought he did a fine job. And then we invited the Tri-Chevys, which had recently gotten the award from the Daily Herald Utah Valley poll, and they'd been like the best of band. And I thought everyone was great. They just were super willing to work with us. They were pleased to have an opportunity to perform. They did, you know, the best they could to keep their own performers safe. And then I really felt like the audience members just took advantage of the open air environment and spread out. Some people wore masks if they felt like that was a good scenario for them, but there was lots of space, and the park was really busy on Monday nights, but it all came together. And I just had a lot of people say, thanks for doing it. It was something fun for us to do on Monday nights. And so kudos to those who put it together, because it was a good schedule and really helpful, cooperative people on the stage. And Nathan Christiansen, our own Arts Council member, filled in for sound one night. We really appreciate him because he came down kind of at the last minute. We'd been thinking it would be more of an acoustic performance, but they definitely wanted sound, and Nathan pulled it off, and we appreciate that so much. We can definitely include some of that in our report to the City Council as well.
That'll be good. I'll certainly be contacting you, and I may be sending out emails to some of you asking for photos and other things that gathered up through some of these concerts and other activities. Anything else on the presentation, utility box, or the summer arts series, concert series? Okay, upcoming projects, Orem stories. I don't know who's handling that, but I'm sure it sounds like some of you have been working on it for years.
Yeah, Cindy's working on that, and she just had to log off to go to another meeting. So we'll have to find out from her. Do we have a date, Charlene, on that?
No, we've been, the people in the children's library area would like to really focus on highlighting children's art in that space going forward. So it would be available to hang on the gallery system there. We could also do, an adult project and put it in library hall. We can do all of those things. And it isn't that we can have the kids art in library hall. It's just that the children's staff would really love to take the opportunity to highlight children's art over there. So I can work with Cindy on some dates that she thinks would be the most appropriate for the kids.
Okay. That sounds.
Char, do you want to give an update on the library hall since that's come up? It's nearing completion, and she may know the details, but I think it's done in October and all.
It's nearing completion. We've had a little staffing change. They had a contractor delay because of some COVID issues. And so we're going to meet on Monday and Tuesday and really hammer out the last of the schedule. But it is at the stage where we're doing a lot of finish work out there. And we still have some landscaping to go, a lot of millwork. We're going to hang the gallery system. That would be our responsibility. So once the contractors are okay to let us take that much control of the space, we will hang that. We are really looking forward to opening the facility. It's turning out really gorgeous and exciting. We've been working with Cassie, and she's doing an amazing custom art piece for the hall lobby. So that will be a really exciting anchor piece for our art out there. And we've also kind of called in all of our Christensen favors, and Cassie's going to help us with bringing some of her art, her sister Emily McPhee's art, and her dad's art for right as we open the hall, which will be amazing. That'll be just the greatest note to set that place off with an amazing show. So we're so grateful and excited for that. We have been talking about doing the ribbon cutting on October 20th. I am going to verify that with the contractors on Monday or Tuesday before we send out the invitations, because we don't want to have to do a save the date and then a postpone the date, but we are getting close. The ribbon cutting will primarily be outside, just to be respectful of all those who might be coming with any concerns about COVID. And then we'll offer tours. We'll offer tours to the Arts Council at any point, and refreshments. So we will keep you posted on all of that. We're doing a fundraising campaign. A generous donor has stepped forward to match all of our fundraising through the end of the year. So we are doing seat naming plates, and we have some pins and other things. So we're still working hard on our fundraising, and that's where we are in the hall. But the front lawn looks amazing. It's got more of a walkable feel to it. They've replaced the bus stop. It's really turning out nice, and we so appreciate everyone's support.
So is there anything that you need from the Arts Council as far as help in arranging or working at the opening, or any other events associated with the library hall coming up?
We're gonna do the ribbon cutting. We're gonna kind of get our feet wet with the equipment and everything in the building. And then we will get some more direction from the county health department about what kind of events we can do. But we will keep you guys in the loop on the ribbon cutting for sure. And then we'll let you know a little bit more once we have the final schedule. And I'd love for you guys to come over, and I'm sure we can use it for lots of Arts Council events in the future. Cindy was asking if we could do an Orem themed show, and we can absolutely do those kind of things. It will be a great opportunity to highlight a lot of community events, community art offerings, all those kinds of things.
Wonderful. All right. Well, that kind of ends our agenda, except for the line that says other. Is there any other business that needs to be brought up?
We do have some terms that are coming to an end. Cassie's going out with a bang because we've pressed her into doing every favor we can possibly do before her term ends. Her term has actually ended, but we're gonna just roll her forward to the end of 2020. So she's served so much during her 2 terms. We appreciate her immensely. Carol, your first term is coming to an end. So look at your schedule and see if this is an opportunity that you have time to renew. I can send you the link for the application if you want to do that. And then Bart's first term is coming to an end as well. So you can serve 2 terms, and I can send out the applications, but that's coming up as well. And obviously we haven't had as many meetings or other things, just trying to get our hands wrapped around our COVID restrictions and that, but we'll hopefully know more and do more next year.
All right. Well, anybody whose terms are coming up, we wholeheartedly invite you to do a second term. And I'm going to guess that we should plan to have a November meeting then. Any reason not to?
No, the question will be whether we're looking at each other on the screen or if we can actually get together.
Is that practicing?
Well, I think at this point, we'll plan on an online meeting unless something changes. So we'll make it our plan to do another Zoom meeting in November unless something drastically changes, but I don't foresee that happening. So anything else anybody would like to bring up?
I just want to say thank you. All of you are amazing, and art is so important for families. And I think having things that are beautiful to lift our spirits is more important than ever. So kudos to anyone who's helped with music, art, the utility boxes. Cassie, can't thank you enough for your banner last year for our sesquicentennial and all the great things you and your father have done. I was cleaning the All Together playground and I saw your dad's cute clock on the train, and it just made me smile. So once again, thank you. Thanks for all you guys do. We couldn't do it without you.
Well, we thank you for your support and the support of the City Council.
My pleasure.
And go to the Hale and the Sarah, because they're up and running and have great shows. And we had the benefit of featuring the cast of Little Women, because that's the Orem Reads book this year. So thanks to Cody and everyone at Hale for that opportunity. And I know that Debbie and others have been to the Sarah a lot, and it's just it's good to see people out there doing stuff.
Yeah,
I saw Little Women at the Hale, and it was fantastic, and I felt comfortable socially distanced. The theater is back. Go and let's support them, and it was fantastic. Cinderella's starting at Sierra outside.
Great. All right. If there's nothing else, let's go ahead and ask if anybody would like to make a motion to close the meeting.
I'll make a motion that we close.
And a second?
I can second it.
All right. Well, I don't know if we have to vote on that or not, or if it's just a second makes it official.
No,
So
you're good.
we'll call it done then. Thank you, everybody, for participating.
Have a great weekend, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thanks.
Usually we send thank yous. Can we send flowers or something to Cassie? Because honestly, she has done nothing. She's been amazing.